Mumbai and beyond. Today, we're going to talk about ingredients that are used in Indian food. A lot of them are very easily found. If you can see the containers, they're from local stores here in West Virginia. Some of them are going to be a little bit more exotic, and some of them are going to be hard to find. But a lot of our spices and some of our other ingredients you can get through Vijnana, which I've talked about in several other videos. First thing is the dairy. Indians use a ton of dairy in their cooking. It can come from milk, cream, butter, yogurt, powdered milk, ghee, and paneer. Paneer is a homemade cheese from India. It resembles tofu, but is wonderfully delicious and like a chicken tikka masala, but instead of using the chicken, they use paneer. Also, Matar Paneer, Navorian Korma, all those use paneer. But the dairy is very important. When I get milk, I use whole milk. I think the better the milk fat, does better. Another Indian milk product that is talked about, and I tried it once to make it, and it's called Khiwa. And it's basically you cook all of the water out of the milk, and you're left with the fats and the proteins and the sugars, and it's very crumbly, dry crumbly, kind of like a cornbread type thing. But you can actually purchase it through some Indian grocery stores or online. Milk, cream is used in a lot of our curry gravies at the end to, give it more mouthfeel and to dinner. Butter. There's a question, do you use salted or unsalted? For cooking, I use salted because I don't like to add a lot of additional salt in my food, so that's the reason I use this. Powdered milk. It's a very wonderful staple. One of the most famous dishes I make with it is called gulab jamun. Ghee. This is the cooking medium of choice of India. We made it. It's nothing but butter cooked with all the water out of it. Water and milk. And it's stable at room temperature. You can even fry with it. And then yogurt. A few things on yogurt. I like Greek yogurt because I like the thickness, and I like the flavor of Greek a little bit better. But make sure you do use whole milk yogurt. It's more closer to pure Indian yogurt. But any type you use, make sure you use whole milk, not fat-free or anything. You need the fat in the milk. Okay. Join me back in a few seconds, and we're going to go over Indian vegetables. Hello, welcome back. The vegetables that are used in India, there's some that we cannot get fresh, lotus root, bitter melon, things like that. We can get them frozen, but for my Indian cooking that I do, I use local vegetables I can get. The first most critical vegetable that is used in Indian cooking are these, onions. You can use a white onion, Spanish onion, sweet onion, even like a Vidalia. But this is my go-to, is a red onion. I simply just like the flavor, and also, speaking to some of my Indian friends, they represent the onions that they get in India a little bit better. The next one is garlic ginger paste, or as I call it, GG paste. It's simply about 8 ounces or 6 ounces of ginger root peeled and cut up, 6 ounces of garlic peeled and cut up, and a little bit of water, and we just grind it up into a paste. Stores in the refrigerator. That is very useful in Indian cooking. Also, garlic and ginger. That's a hand of ginger. It's little. I just buy a little bit because I need it for one dish, so I don't buy the whole thing. Carrots, or You can use whole. I like baby carrots too. I do like them, big. Um, and they go into a lot of dishes. Also, one of the best sweets that is made in India is a carrot pudding called carrot halva. Another one is tomatoes. You can use any type of tomato you like. I prefer these little Romas. They're a little bit meatier, but if you like them, if you have homegrown ones, they're good. They just may contain some more water and may take longer to cook out the masala. The next one is potatoes, or as they're called in Hindi, aloo. Any type. I found these today, these little baby reds, which I'm gonna make a nice dish with. Next thing, peppers. And there's different types of peppers you can get. These are called serranos, and they're a little warm. If you like them hotter, you can go up to even ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, those that are very hot. If you don't like them hot, couple options, it's poblanos or the cubanelles. And if you don't like them hot at all, a simple bell pepper. Or if you read an Indian recipe, it is called capsicum. Okay, the next thing I use a lot is pre-chopped vegetables. And it has all of the bases. It has peas, green beans, carrots, and corn. And that's a good. Another one I always use is green peas or mutton. Some of the other things you can use is cauliflower, cabbage, eggplant is used, okra, also lima beans are used a lot. And let's go into our last one, lemons. Lemons are used in quite a bit of our Indian food. You can use it as a curdling medium to make the cheese paneer. We'll use it in our salsas, in our lentil dishes to add some brightness to the flavor. Most of the time, I found out limes equal closer to what India has, but they happen to have lemons today on sale, so I'm doing that. Okay, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about nuts. When it comes to nuts in Indian cooking, there are several, and nuts are used throughout the dish. Very simply, they can be soaked, like cashews can be soaked and ground and used to, like a cream would be used. They can be diced, chopped up and sprinkled on dessert, or just eaten. The four nuts that I consider the most important in Indian food is first badam or almonds. Almonds are great. One thing you can do if you don't want the skin is put about half a cup of these in a bowl, pour about 2 cups of boiling water over, let them sit, and then they'll just pop out the skin. If you don't want the skin, we will actually do that with chicken moublé. Almonds are great, toasted. Any nut is great toasted. And toasting our almonds and pistachios, sometimes walnuts are used, pecans can be used. All you need to do, throw them on a microwave safe plate, microwave them 30 seconds, stir them, cook them another 30 seconds, stir them, and then cook them about maybe another 30 seconds, but watch them very carefully, because if you think they're toasted right, they may actually come out, because they continue to toast a little bit after you do that, and they may become overdone. The next nut is pistachios. Pistachios are a little green nut that has a little red skin around it. Very, very good. We'll use it in desserts. I just love it. I love pistachios. Put them in rice, anything. Then cashews. These are raw cashews. My almonds, my peanuts, and cashews are raw. I was not able to get raw cashews. So I just buy roasted, unsalted cashews. Almonds. The cashews I use are raw. And we use them in the dishes. But also, they're easily toasted. To toast these, all you need to do is take about 2-3 tablespoons of oil, heat it up, and just cook them in, stir them. And when they start turning brown, take them off and put them on a paper towel, dry lined plate. And last, peanuts. These are raw, skin-on peanuts. They're very good. One of my favorite things is when we make khichdi, lentil and rice porridge. So that's a great option we do have. But these 4 are the main ones. So I'll join you when we start talking about rice next. Okay, now we're going to talk about our dals and lentils. Dals are split lentils. Probably the one that we're all most familiar with is this brown dal. And I'm going to give you here and look. If you can see, they're brown. They are brown in color. And these are ones that you can get at the grocery store. Every grocery store has them. This is just a plain called brown dal, or some just says lentil. Brown dal. Lentils. Dal is the Indian. The next one is a whole bean. These are red kidney beans. Here we use them in America for chili beans, but in India they make wonderful curries with them. And I'm going to make a wonderful one, kind of like chana masala, but red kidney beans are so good. The next one I'm going to talk about is chickpeas. We've already talked about, and in India they're called chana. And these are regular chana, or white chickpeas. They're big, and they're just wonderful. Cooked up in a stir chana masala, even adding them into salads, even soups. Chana dal or chickpeas are very good. The next one is a relative of the chickpea. This is the black chickpea, or the kala chana. And if you look here, do a comparison to the regular chickpeas versus the chana. As you can see, they're a lot bigger, a lot smaller, and they're dark in color. I prefer the black chickpeas, or the kala chana, because I think they have a better texture when they cook. They're a little bit more firm, and they have more of a flavor. But they do take a little longer to cook. But if you can't find them, chickpeas work great. Also, canned chickpeas works great too. The next one I'm going to talk about is this. This is called moong dal. M-O-O-N-G. And if you can see here, they're, didn't mean to spell it, but see here, they're a little round, yellowish whites. And we use that a lot in several dishes. Actually, a really delicious way to enjoy moong dal is in moong dal halwa, which is a pudding. The next one is chana dal. And remember, chana are the chickpeas, and this is the inside of a chickpea. And chana dal is used a lot in our Indian cooking, not as a dal, but also as a flavor. And it is combined with this Uradal. It's URAD. And it's bright white, and it's just, it looks a lot like our mung dal, but it is white and it's a little bit smaller. So that's a good one. I do like to have. The next one I have is another mung dal. Oh, didn't mean to pinch my finger like that. But this is green mung dal. And it's really good. My most prominent thing I make with it is khichdi, which is that lentil porridge. And then I have some more chana dal. Or I'm sorry, this is tur dal. Oily tur dal. And this is really good. This is what I use when I make lentil, make a dal soup. And then last is the masoor dal or rag dal. And it's tiny, has a little bit of a peppery note to it, I think. And they're very little. And they cook very quickly. But if I only had picked $1 or $2 to be in my pantry, I think I would keep my chana dal, my urad dal, and my chickpeas. And brown dal would be my favorites, but they're all great, and they can be interchanged for flavors and everything. But I'm going to be back with some pantry ingredients. Okay, now we're going to talk about our pantry staples. Obviously, one of our pantry staples we've already discussed is our spices. But the first thing is, I keep in my pantry cabinet is this mango pulp. It's always made with fresh mangoes at their peak. Great for lassies, barbecue sauces, things like that. The next ingredient I want to talk about is this strange thing. This is tamarind. Tamarind is a souring agent, but it has a wonderful flavor. And there's several ways to get it. You can actually find it fresh, and it's in a large pod like this. It looks like an overgrown pea, but it's dark brown, and when you break the shell open, it's really dark brown. It has these seeds that you see in. Or you can buy it brick form, which is this, or in concentrate. The easiest form to use is concentrate. This, you break it off, pour it into a bowl, and pour boiling water on it, and let it set. And then you work it through a fine sieve to remove all the strands and the seeds from it. It's used all over Asia. Thailand uses it a lot. The next ingredient is sweetened condensed milk. We use it as a finishing for a lot of our sweets, especially carrot halva and a couple fudges that are made, burfis. Use it. The next one is oils. This is sesame oil or gingery oil. It's untoasted, not like what you would find in the Asian section of your grocery store. The next thing is cooking oil. Obviously, ghee is their most popular, but cooking oil is good, especially for deep frying. I just like a light oil. The next thing is honey. And this is local honey. Honey is a great sweetener. Another one is tomato products. Diced tomatoes I keep tomato sauce in it because. Now, the next one is something I splurge on. Tomato paste. You can get tomato paste for about 80 cents a can. Or this is about $2.50. This is tube tomato paste. And I buy it because I can just use the amount I need, put the cap on, put it back in the refrigerator. And it lasts a good while. The next two ingredients I want to talk about are exotic. This little bottle is very potent. It is rose water. Mm. Smells like walking through a garden of roses. It is very potent, and we do use it a lot in our desserts like gulab jamun. We make a rose lassi, kheers, things like that, and faluda. And this is rose syrup. It's a bright red, sweet, delicious for rose lassies, faluda. It's even great just poured on ice cream. So I hope this series has helped you understand what are some of the basic pantry items we need to cook Indian food. I just want to say, have fun with it, cook with love, and see you next time on Latitude, Mumbai, and Beyond.